Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your news edition. These are the headlines. Tens of thousands of Palestinian refugees are back to their neighborhoods in Gaza after being forced to displacement. The ceasefire showed the massive impact of the destructions in the enclave after 2 years of daily attacks. The normalization of the Makhzen regime with the Zionist entity is still contested. The Moroccans enter the second week of protests and demand basic rights, but they're still ignored by the regime that responds with a brutal repression. The future remains uncertain in France after several plot twists. The political crisis keeps worsening as the resigned Prime Minister is back at the head of the government, decisions that reflect the instability of the country. And we begin our edition with the situation in Gaza. As soon as the ceasefire took effect, tens of thousands of Palestinians began returning to their neighborhoods that they have been forced to leave by the Zionist entity. They are determined to rebuild the city and repopulate their land, despite the extent of the destruction in the enclave. Our correspondent Salam Al-Awadi and Wissam Abu Zaid, commentary by Daniel Bahri.
The people of Gaza walk once again on the soil of their city. The ceasefire has opened the way home. In their eyes, relief, pain, and the unbroken hope of a people returning to rebuild stone by stone.
They wanted to displace us, but we are back in our homes, in our country. We will rebuild it. I am very happy to see my house, my city, and my family again. This is a victory for Gaza. We say to the Zionist entity, destroy what you want. We will rebuild it. I'm quite sad, but also happy to return to Gaza. I don't know how my house is. I don't know how I'll feel when I'll see it.
But the reality is devastating. The marks of the bombings are everywhere. Whole neighborhoods have been erased, buildings turned into dust, and streets turned into fields of ruins. Hospitals, schools, homes, nothing was spared.
It's a crazy war that spared no one, not even animals. It's catastrophic. We will never leave our land, the land of our ancestors. We were born here, we live here, and we will die here. This is the flag of Palestine. We have lost everything, our children, our women, our homes. But this will never disappear.
Yet, despite the loss and the pain, the people of Gaza move forward. They know everything must be rebuilt, but nothing can erase their love for this land. In Gaza, life goes on stronger than war.
After an imposed normalization policy by the Makhzen, the Moroccan people still stand tall defending their social rights and facing the Zionist entity's takeover on the regime. More details with Manal Boubagara.
The Makhzen's treason continues, fully complying to the Zionist entity's demands while reflecting the image of a repressing government, one that neglects its people's opinions and strives for normalization. The situation has pushed Moroccans to fill the streets with their demands of social justice. While the public can merely make ends meet, the horrendous agreements are making the rich richer.
We only want proper health care, education and social justice. Most of us work for pennies and with no social security, with no rights for 12 hours a day. Where is the justice? Where is the law?
All suffering from the lack of justice, with a Makhzen that imposes its own agenda in the name of the common good, taking 2 steps closer to the Zionist entity and 3 steps away from its people.
We have lost our sovereignty because our economy has been foreignized with investors that use our resources while our people suffer. That's why Zionists and imperial forces can impose their conditions to the extent of destabilizing our country.
Makhzen is now adopting a system that relies on spreading fear and imprisonment.
6 young individuals are held. We have filed many appeals because many of them didn't commit any crime. They only protested peacefully for their social rights, yet justice is not on their favor.
Normalization for Moroccans goes beyond politics. It is a matter of national security, of identity and dignity, because signing deals with the devil will only lead to more lost lives in Palestine.
The danger of normalization touches our sovereignty, our consciousness, and the identity of the current and future generations. It's used as a resource to kill more women and children and to destroy Gaza and Palestine as a whole.
Behind all the hollow diplomatic promises, another reality reveals itself as the Zionist entity never recognized the sovereignty of Morocco and Western Sahara, which shows that only the riches of the kingdom matter to the occupier.
I was shocked when I heard from an employee of the entity's embassy that the agreements have nothing to do with Western Sahara, that what matters is our economy, our resources, our sea.
Even though the Makhzen chose normalization, the people have chosen their dignity above all. Between the awareness of the public and the poor decisions of the government, the gap widens and Morocco's fate remains unknown.
From Morocco to Western Sahara, as activists stood in solidarity with the Sahrawi people on the occasion of celebrating 50 years since the declaration of the national unity in Catalonia in Spain. More to come with Manal Boubacara.
While celebrating the declaration of national unity in Western Sahara, the people of the region stood with those who see the importance of their cause. Activists gathered to show their full solidarity with the Sahrawi people and their right to self-determination in Catalonia. I was born in Venezuela and I see myself as a fellow Sahrawi since 1975, when they had to flee the genocide that was organized by the Moroccan regime. I joined them and lived with them for the past 25 years. According to the EU representative, the voice of the Spanish parties will join the Sahrawi representatives in protecting their resources from the recent unlawful trade agreement signed between the EU Commission and Morocco.
A political storm is once again shaking France. After his resignation, the Prime Minister Le Cornu is called back by the Elysée to rebuild a new government, a last attempt to restore stability before the crucial finance bill deadline. More details with Daniel Bahri.
From the 14-hour government to the Mission Impossible government, Le Cornu is back. After resigning as Prime Minister, the Élysée Palace had no one else but Le Cornu himself to form a new team, a race against time before October 13, the deadline to present the finance bill to Parliament. What should have been a simple constitutional step has now become a test of political survival. The political scene is divided and unstable, ready to turn against Le Cornu, with alliances shifting at the first sign of pressure.
I found this situation terrible to witness, and I'm here today to say it's time to stop watching it occur. I think the French people are tired. For 2 years, we've lived in total instability. No clear direction, no real proposals.
Amid this confusion, Bruno Retailleau, a far-right figure, stands out. He refuses to join the new government, choosing instead to follow his own ambitions while claiming to act for the public good. His goal to boost his presidential hopes by rejecting any plan to solve the crisis. Many believe his refusal is an attempt to block reforms and take advantage of the government's weakness, a tactic that Retailleau and the far right have mastered, criticizing the chaos while feeding it, say analysts.
We
are in this situation because we were put in this position last Sunday evening, and the reason for Le Cornu's resignation is directly linked to that.
Between l'Élysée struggling to calm the crisis and parties refusing to cooperate, Le Cornu's mission looks almost impossible. The state is trapped in political conflict. Observers say what's happening behind the scene in Paris is no longer governing a country, but playing with its future. A vicious circle where faces change, but the crisis remains the same.
The Minister of Justice and Seals Keeper, Lotfi Boujma'a, chaired on Saturday at the headquarters of the ministry a meeting with the presidents and public prosecutors at the Courts of Justice with the presence of executives of the central administration and institutions under supervision. They evaluated the work of the legal authorities, notably the pre-trial detention, the alternative sanctions and the adaptation of sanctions, as well as the management of legal infrastructures in order to meet the aspirations of the citizens. And we wrap up our edition with music and the exceptional prime of Alhan wa Shabab at the Opera of Algiers as they celebrated the qualification of the football national team to the World Cup 2026, a night marked by songs full of rhythm in praise of the national team. And with these legendary and motivation songs, we come to the end of our edition. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us. Have a good night.